We are now over a quarter of the way. Can you believe that? A quarter of the way through the Premier League season. And I think now would be a good time to look at the Forest signings from this summer and how well they have performed. And where do we rate them? So play along at home. Welcome to the transfer list tiering. Alrighty guys, so all the kids do this tier maker thing. And seeing that I'm still a kid, both mentally and by age, I thought why not give it a go myself. So we got all the players who we've signed along the bottom, minus Chris Wood technically from last year. And then we've got this tier rating system. D being dud, C being crap, I don't know, B being... what would B stand for? I don't know. Let me know in the chat. A being A-listed and S would, of course, be S Club 7. So, S Club 7 being the best one. Let's see if any of these signings make it into there. So, let's start from here, from the right-hand side, with Matthew Turner. For me, he's probably around a B. Didn't cost us too much, so I'll kind of do this based on transfer fee, how they've performed, if they've performed, etc., and how I feel they stack up. For me, he's a B at the moment. Had 2 bad games. The rest he's been quite solid, but it's his distribution still that worries me and his collections from crosses. Shot stopping, I think he's really good. And I think a B is quite a fair result for him. Do you guys agree or disagree? Let me know. I'll leave this in the comments. I'll pin it in the comments below. So if you want to guide it and then post your one in the comments, feel free to do so. All right, Tavares. No secret, I think he's a complete dud. I did before he came in. Have I judged him too harshly? Probably. But can't forget that FA Cup match. Has he performed since he's been at Forest? Well, he's been injured most of the time. And in the 2 games he's come on, he's been okay. But nothing more than that. I don't see us signing this one. I hope not anyway. So I'm going to give him a D at the moment. Then we got Andre Santos, who I do really rate, but he's not been given a chance. And you can kind of understand why with the quality of the midfielders we have. But I think once he gets given a go, he's a B for me. I think he's a good signing on loan, nothing to lose from us. A really good young talent. And I think a B. Now, is there a chance he goes back to Chelsea in January? Maybe, depends on what the clauses are in the contract. But I'm going to put him down as a B so far. Okay, this one's probably going to be the most controversial one of them all. I don't really know why, but that is, of course, Ibrahim Sangaré. He is our record signing, 30-odd million. He is an absolute beast of a player, but he's yet to show his full potential and his full qualities. And I'm going to put him in the S Club 7 branch. And I know a lot of you won't agree with that, but I don't care because let me explain my reasons behind it. This is a player that was sought after by a lot of top 6 clubs in the Premier League. This is a player that Forest fought really hard to get. And this was the player that really was the marquee signing of the summer and was a statement signing that said to the Premier League and the rest of the football world that Forest can compete in the bigger market for some of these bigger boys. Now, 30 million isn't exactly record breaking these days when you see Casado going for over 100 million, other players like that. But in terms of where Forest are, this, I believe, was a statement signing. And I am so confident he's going to come good for us in the next few games. Honestly, he only really had a bad game for me against Liverpool. And maybe you could chuck in Man City. Outside of that, I think he's been really solid. But I expect him to get better and better. Okay, tell me if you agree or not with that one. And what do you think of this one, Origi? For me, he's starting to feel like a bit of a journeyman. I don't see him staying at Forest. Again, the deal itself's not too bad, loan with an option to buy. But I just don't see him challenging Taiwo that much. Maybe we'll see the best out of him in January. Obviously, he's out injured now. But I think at the moment, he's not doing it for me. And I think most fans would agree. Why? Because most fans are saying in January, we need to sign a new striker. And if that's the case, that probably means you're not happy with the backup that we currently have to Taiwo. Therefore, by default, you'd have to put him in the dud category. Let's move on. Omar Bamadeli. I like this signing. I think this signing is an AB. If you could do that, which you can't, I think he's decent, and I think he's the future of Forest. And the idea of him and Murillo maybe next season as our backline pairing does sound very, very tasty. I rate him highly. I think the deal was probably about right in terms of the price that you should be paying for one of those young talents coming through. And I'm going to put him in the B category. And then we've got the keeper that everyone's talking about right now, which of course is Vlachodimos. And how good is he? And my answer is, I've seen a lot of him and I've been impressed with him over the last couple of years. He's a Champions League player. Okay, he's a Greek international. That's not exactly top tier, but you can only play where your nationality sends you. And I think he's going to be brilliant for Forest. In fact, I think we're going to see him coming in the Villa match this weekend. Where do I rate him? For the price we paid, I predict he's going to end up being an A-rated player. I like him a lot. I think he is better than Turner, and I think it is time that he's given the gloves. What do you guys think? Into the young Brazilian wonder kid of Murillo, who's forced his way into the team very early on. Very cheap, a little bit of a risk though, maybe some would say at, what was it, 13, 14 million pounds? But he's already shown he can mix it with the Premier League players. Yes, he was at fault partially, in my opinion, for the first goal at Liverpool. But I like to see that a defender that's prepared to take the ball out. Why were the other players not covering him when he went out on that little mazy run? It happens, and I don't want him to be discouraged by it. The real question with Murillo is, will Forest be able to keep him long term if he continues to develop like he is? That's one of the reasons why I'm putting him in S Club 7. Because if he continues on this path and trajectory that he's on, God knows what he's going to be worth in a year or two's time. And people will be coming to knock for him. And Forest would have made a huge ROI on him. And therefore he goes S Club 7 for me. And that moves us on to Ola Aina, the person that most people had not heard of this summer, the person coming in on a free, been at West Ham, been at Fulham, forgotten about. And I think he's come in like an absolute beast, and he's slotted in. Not only has he been good at left back, he's been really good at right back. And when you add all those in and his price tag of absolutely nothing, he has to go into S Club 7 for me. And he joins that elite group of Murillo and Sangaré. Do you agree or not? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, Callum Hudson-Odoi, transfer-wise, the fee was fantastic. 3 million plus 2 in add-ons, brilliant deal. I like him. I think he's good on the pitch. It's just his injury proneness that does worry me. And I think with a few more games and a run of games, once he's back to full fitness now, he's going to be really important to us. In fact, I think he's going to be so important with our lack of attacking options that I'm going to put him in the A club, because I think he is that good. With the deal that we put together, all in all, it adds up to very, very good business. Do you agree with that or not? Let me know. And then that brings us to Montiel. I'd say at the moment, unproven. He's got to be a C for me. He's kind of, I think he will be good, but I'm still not convinced on him defensively. If we're playing crappy teams where we need an attacking fullback, I think he'll be really good. But can he sustain the defense and the pace of the Premier League? And with him being injured now, we'll have to wait and see. So I think it's only fair he goes in that C club. And that leaves us with Elanga and, of course, Dominguez. Elanga, for me, has been pretty solid so far, but he needs to work on his finishing. He's already got a lot of assists this season, plus the winning goal against Chelsea. 15 million for him, probably about right at his age, at his profile, and I think he's been pretty much decent so far this season. So I would say he's probably an A or a B for me. And I do see him developing and becoming a better player. And I think I'm going to put him alongside Callum Hudson-Odoi in that A category. Because I actually quite like him. He just needs to learn to shoot a bit better and take a better first touch in the box. And then that leaves us with Dominguez. Probably the person who settled in the quickest for me. Probably the person who looks most at home in that midfield and in the Premier League. A great deal when we were able to get rid of the ghost and upgrade it to Dominguez. You got to salute the recruitment on this one. And there's only one place Dominguez can go even. And that for me is an S Club 7. With the rest of them. So that is my tier list. Let's just have a quick look at it. Is there anything I would change there? Ooh, I think I'm okay with that, but no doubt you guys will critique it in the comments down below. Make sure you have a go at it yourself and then post the link in the comments, and maybe we'll have a look at a few of these on the next live stream. If you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. Come on, you Reds.